What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? Afrojoe I know it's been a while, but I'm back in action. But today, I know it's old. I know it's like 2 months old, but we got updates. Because, I got to do my homework. I just can't sit there and I'm just got to do my homework. Because to be the Jedi Master of Information, I got to do my homework and look into stuff. So we heard about the DoorDash girl. Everybody's seen it and all this and that. Well, if not, we gonna tell like a T.I. motherfucker is. Here we go.
I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. And when I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to...
Hold on, let me pause this because you see a comment that says, okay, can you define, can you, explain what is SA? Because to one, I know what it is, but let's continue.
DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email, they didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time, and this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. So what? You're gonna take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up, I just better sit here and be quiet, I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. The videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No, I'm going to keep telling my story. This is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man. And having posted that video and it has gone viral. Now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he... You know what I'm saying? I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. What's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes? I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right? Is this making sense to any...
Okay, I'm going to break it down like a fraction like I always do, because you know what? That right there tells me she don't know what she's talking about. That tells me, and there's more, and that's what gets me, and I'm gonna show more. I'm gonna show more than what you think, because she's got a lot of...
You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned, because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again, and censored the video that I have, just so they can't take it down for the same reason. They took it down for the same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok. So not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday, I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing. And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim. And they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope. You got my account.
Okay, I'm gonna say this because the comment right here says failure. It's about a username failure, and I love the comment. It says, "Bro, you are not the victim." And that user is right, and I'm like I said, I'm gonna break it down like a fraction, like I always do. You know why? Because I'm the Wookie. And for one, you're not the victim. You just told on yourself pretty much. What you just said was when you was door dashing, the instructions said, because you know when you use DoorDash, Postmate, any of the delivery service, you can put instructions on the thing, so on the app, so to let the deliverer know what to do. What she did was she went into the house and recorded it. She saw the man asleep with his underwear and pants around his ankle. He's asleep. He's unconscious. And he's asleep. He's unconscious. And I'm trying to figure out. No, it's not figuring out. It's me trying to understand this girl. So where did you get SA'd at? You're telling people you got SA for one. The man's not even moving. The man's not even a conscience to do anything. He's asleep. So pretty much I'm trying to figure out where the SA is at. And he's in his own home. By law, I know there's several states that share the same fucking laws. They clearly state if you're in home, you have every right to walk around your house, your apartment, your home naked. You cannot be prosecuted for walking around in your house naked because you're in the privacy of your own home. Now he's in the privacy of his own home, and he was not pantsless. His pants was around his ankles, but he was there asleep, knocked out, unconscious, not knowing what's going on. You see that his door is cracked. You open the door, and you see that he was asleep, pants around his ankles with his drawers, unconscious. What you did was you recorded this man asleep, and you posted up on social media, on TikTok and other platforms, and you sat there and you told people you was SA. You got followers sitting up there believing your bullshit. For all the people that sitting up there backing you up, you're fucking delulu. You're crazy as batshit. You have no common sense, because SA is an action. SA is an action. The man wasn't moving. That man had to get up and do something to you to make it SA. He was unconscious on his couch. So I'm trying to figure out where's the action at. Where did the verb? The verb. Where is the verb at? The verb, you said SA. That's a verb, which means an action. He wasn't doing nothing. You recorded this man asleep with his pants down, and you put it up on social media. You walked out the house, you put it up on social media, you sat there and doxed him, which means, for the people that don't know, put his address up on social media, which is against the law to do in several states. I can't say every state, but several states, it's against the law to put somebody's address up on the internet. Two, what you did was revenge corn, which means what you did was, since the man didn't know that you did it, you posted up online without his permission. That means you're gonna get charged. But that was back in October. Now she's been charged 2 counts. She got 2 counts. One was I think leaking out his information on where he lives, and 2, revenge corn, which means you probably get 4 to 8 years in jail. And if I was a DA and I wanted to be fucking petty as shit, if I wanted to be petty as fucking hell, I would have been like, we're charging her with breaking and entering too. Not just putting him up on the internet without him knowing, plus putting up his information on where he lived. Third is for her to lie, which is against the law, to make a false report. And it made me messed up now. And I'm thinking, when I thought about it, is when she said the police ain't gonna do nothing. They can't do nothing, because what you just told them is that the man was asleep and he SA'd you. How can you SA somebody when you're unconscious? That is how. The man is unconscious. He don't know what the fuck is going on. So pretty much you lied. If the police would have took that report, you know what they could have did? They would have charged you with a false police report, which means it's not a heavy, it's a pretty much a kind of like semi case, but you would have been arrested for filing a false report, which you actually did. Thank God they didn't take it, but you did take it. Sit there and tell the police, you say, "Oh, I'm the victim. You're not the victim." And not to be mean to every woman on earth, not to be mean, but it's like this: when you do shit like that, it makes it hard for people. I'm gonna say people to believe if you've been SA'd. This case right here is the reason why people have a hard time believing some women about being SA'd, because incidents like this, we don't know if you did or not. There is no evidence that you've been SA'd. All the people saw was you walking into this man's house, taking video of him sleep with his pants around his ankle, and that's it. What we saw was you breaking into his house, which is actually a crime. Even though the door might be cracked, if the door is cracked and you walk into the house, that means you just broke in. You didn't have permission to walk in this house. You went into his house, which means you could be charged for breaking and entering. They could have slapped robbery too on your ass if they wanted to. Everybody say, how can you do it? Most DAs would do that. Once you break in, once you walk into somebody's house like that, the DA would see, some DAs would see this: you just broke in, that's breaking and entering. To most attorneys would sit there and say, well, you broke in and you stole something. You stole that man's livelihood. Now she got arrested, and she went to court and she told the judge, I don't want no cameras. The fucking judge said, you should have thought about that. She's not even in jail. And if I was the judge, I would have been so goddamn petty. If I was a fucking judge, I would have been so fucking petty. What I would have did was, this is what I would have did. If I was a judge in that case, I would have did this. I would have had the news media outlet. I would have probably had 5 or 10 YouTubers sitting there, or Twitch streamers, or Kick streamer, whoever's an influence on social media, sit in the courtroom and do the whole trial from beginning to end, and sit there, and at the end of the damn trial, I would have looked at her on stream and says, how does it feel to be humiliated in front of millions and billions of people? Because what you did was humiliate a man that was sleeping half naked, that did not touch you. SA means he has to do something to you. That's not SA if he's asleep not doing nothing. What you did was lie. SA is about you're touching somebody. It's about you doing something to him sexually. He was asleep unconscious. He didn't do nothing. Most of the things that are sexual, either somebody have to say something sexual to you, which is kind of SA. They kind of consider that SA depending on what state you're in. They have to do something sexual to you, which he didn't. He was in the house asleep, half naked. So he didn't do nothing. So this girl's gonna get charged. There is no, because one thing is this. And plus the guy that's going through all this, he's actually suing DoorDash. He's suing DoorDash and this girl. Olivia's her name, but she goes by what is it? In real life, Monster Highdoll. But she goes, and she got another account, Viva Von Dutch, but her real name is Olivia. This is why this is getting out of hand with social media. This is why it's getting out of hand. The reason why I say this is getting out of hand with social media is because when you do shit like this, to get paid, to get money. It makes it worse for women to go and report about them being SA. That's why I never. That's what it makes it hard for me to believe any woman being SA because of shit like this. This is one of the reasons. I can't say this is the only reason. This is one of the reasons. Because there's been women that never have evidence, that lied, all this and that. There's been cases where men weren't even in the same state as the female and lied to get him and go to jail. Baby mamas one of them. Baby, if you have a baby mama, they'll do shit like that. But this is a case where if she gets prosecuted, it changes everything. Let cases like I'll tell you that if more judges did shit like this, where they charged the person of lying about being SA, they charged the person for this, that, and the other, about mainly lying about being SA, and they charged them about it and keep on doing it. It makes the ones that are lying stop, because they're gonna sit there and continue to go to jail. This is gonna be one of the cases on the books. Yeah, this is going to be on the books, which is not going to go away. They don't never erase that. Every case that goes through the courthouse is documented and stays documented for people to see. This is not going to go away. If she has to serve time and she gets out and she's going to look for another job, they're going to see that on her record. Oh, she got arrested for lying on a man about being SA, which never happened. They're going to look her name up. They're going to look her name up. And that's the first thing they're going to see. Girl lied about man being SA in her, but he was asleep. And they're going to see that. And they're going to sit there and like, dude, you can't work for us. And there's been so many DoorDash people that says DoorDash don't even pay that much. They say stuff like DoorDash or Postmate, they don't even pay that much. I've talked to a lot of people that have done Lyft and Uber. They say they get paid more by doing Lyft than they do in DoorDash. So you're telling me if it's true about DoorDash not paying enough when you're delivering food, you should have stuck with Lyft. And they would tell you, you got to be careful doing Lyft or Uber Goober. But that's what I had to say on this, because I know it's been 2 months, but I had to come out because it was fucking with my mind, and I had to come out of retirement a little bit just to express my feeling, because this was gonna bother the holy fuck out of me hearing this shit. And there's a lot of motherfuckers supporting this girl. You are fucking delusional. You're delulu. You're stupid as fuck. Hold on, I can't say stupid. I can't call nobody stupid. That's the wrong term. I'm gonna apologize right now. You're delusional. You have no common sense. You need to learn some common sense, because one thing is, I always learned that don't go off of feelings, go off common sense. Dick Gregory always says, always look for the crack in the fabric. Always look for the crack in the fabric, because one thing is, this case has the crack is so goddamn big in the fabric that I can walk my ass through it because of this girl. That's how big the damn crack is. It is so fucking big, I can walk through it and bring 50,000 people with me and say this is the biggest pile of horse shit I ever seen and heard. And I ain't never, you gotta have common sense and think about it. She walked in his house while he's unconscious and then walked out. Where was the SA? Because I didn't see it. If he was outside his house with his pants down, yeah, you can sit there and say he flashed you and he can go to jail. That means he can be put on the list. Everybody knows the list. Everybody know the fucking list. That's it. In some states, I gotta say some states, because not every state is gonna do that, but some states. But that's how it is. I just can't bullshit and say every state does. But she's stupid. This girl got herself in so much fucking trouble. that she ruined her life. She's in her 20s. Why these motherfuckers never think? You follow some of these social media influencers, and I don't get it. It's like I said about a lot of them. I say y'all kiss their ass and believe what they say because they're big name people. This girl fucked up enough where she can't be that. Everybody's gonna look at her as a fucking liar. Now tell me what you think in the comment section. Does she deserve what's coming to her, or does she needs to do, or what? Just tell me what you think. And I'm Afrojoe 10 like a T.I. motherfucker new, and I'm coming back out of retirement, and I'm gonna do my goddamn thing. You heard me in the morning. I like to put on my pancakes.